the start of my new project here. Yesterday I finished up 3 cribbage boards, and I didn't show any of that. But I may put up a video showing my routine for making pegs. That turned out pretty decent. Anyway, these are the 4 leg blanks that I've cut out of 8/4 cherry. They're rough. They're rough cut for now. They stayed pretty true, it looks like. Yeah, that looks good. So those 4 pieces are what I'm going to finish today. I'm going to square them up 2 size, which is going to be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Right now they're at about 1 7/8, or just above that square. And then these 2 pieces that they're setting on are going to be my cross brace for the round tabletop. So this is a project that my wife wanted me to make, a little side table, I guess I'll call it. Nothing fancy, it's really quite simple. The question will just be how to maybe put a little accent on the edging of that round top. We'll see. So anyway, I'll come back when I get these pieces cut to size and dimension, but then the next critical thing will be doing the operation of tapering and mortising so that everything ends up being exactly the way I want it. I wanted 1 3/4. I got 1.7625. So 62 thousandths over. Close enough. Because there's going to be more operations going on anyway, but I've got nice, true, flat, straight edges. Square and uniform. That's the main thing. They're uniform. Okay, so these are good to go. Then this is actually going to be the fun part of the project, I think, for me, is to get these shaped up. These are just a little over 2 inches right now, and I want 1 3/4. I've forgotten the length. I think it's 16. And then I gotta make a half lap to join them, and it's got to be perfect. Okay, I rough cut my pieces, and I do indeed need 16 inches here. And currently I'm at 17.5. What I wanted to show you was when I cut off the rough sawed end, I noticed this little crack here, and then when I took it off my miter saw, I just took my thumb and was able to peel that right off. So that crack runs back to, I hope you can see this. Let's see here. You can see it right here. And I'm guessing it runs back maybe another 1/2 inch at least. So what I'm going to do is start with this end on my table saw. I'm going to put my 80 tooth blade on, square this end, and then make my final cut off of here to eliminate that from being a problem. And I should be able to cut all of that away. If I square this, barely square up that end, I've got, like I say, nearly 1.5 inches to remove. So hopefully I'll get that all taken out of there. We'll see. All right, first cut. Again, that piece dropped off. Second cut, I just grabbed it and pushed it with my thumb and got another slab to break off. So you can see that crack is running pretty good. So that's that piece. And then this is what I want to take a look at right here. And you can see it on the top. Well, I don't feel that moving. So I don't know what's going to happen there, to be honest with you. I don't see the crack is, when I do look at it on this side, it does stop right there. And it does not continue all the way back. It is right here. So again, this is going to be underneath the table. This is my reference edge, which means this will be either top or bottom, depending on which way I use this piece. All right, I've got approximate center mapped out here, and I say approximate because I'm going to be working from the inside out to get these dialed in. But what I want to do here is make sure that I take the pieces and lay them that direction. So I will continue to mark down here the part I want to remove, and then I'll be able to piece them together in that fashion, I guess, to make sure that everything is equidistant for the circular top. Do the same thing. I'll just knock the majority of this out with the chisel, and we'll test fit them, and then we can, if they fit the way I like, we can clean up these bottom parts, and if they're not fitting properly, then I can adjust my fence a hair and get what I want. Let me knock these out. I'll be right back. That is very, very close. Won't quite go. Just a fraction. Yep. All right. I'll make a minor adjustment with my saw. We'll make and this is so close, I'm just going to make the pass on one side of each of them, test the fit, and if it's good, I'm going to leave it alone. If it's not, then I'll flip them and do the other side. I took so little bit of wood off of there that I didn't even turn my dust collector on. you want to get an idea how much material you need to remove, if you stack your pieces in the opposite direction, you can see there, just as I pull that up, it starts to peak daylight. So I've got very little to take out of there. I think once I flatten both sides, I should be able to just see daylight like that. The beauty of this is you can come at it from both directions. Now I'll put them back together the way I had them and see if I can see daylight here. I know this looks like a lot, but it's just barely daylight right there. You see I have a little blowout on that one joint, but again, that will not be seen. So that's what I'm looking for. Now I know this will go together without any interference. This is not real complicated, but it's something that you want to do precisely, I guess. So I thought when I laid out my project, I laid it out with a 5-inch cut radius, but I only have a 4-inch hole saw. So I put the cut line about where the 5-inch would have been, which will end up giving me a little bit of an upslope because the center of the bit is now a 1/2 inch off center from the edge, where the 5-inch one was right on this center line of the outside edge. So I'll sand that straight out, no big deal. Won't be that much material to remove. So what I've done here is 3.5 inches off of the baseline, which is, I gotta think now. Yeah, this is the bottom of this piece. And that's another thing. You want to make sure you mark your pieces. Where's my other piece here? So that when these go together, I want to cut this edge on this piece and this edge on this piece. You can see that my half line or my half lap joint here is, you're going to cut the opposite way, but you're going to register from the edge. So I've got to stop here off of my center line, which I used to cut my 1/4-inch hole. You know, you only have to set up for one cut. Everything is mirror images after that. So I took my piece of plywood, 3.5 inch line off the base, 7.5 inches off the center. Okay, made a mark, located my hole saw, and the easy way to do that is just, for me, it was 1.5 inches. So 1 inch plus 1/2 off of the outside edge of this, close enough, and then finding this center line here off of that bit. So I'm good to go. I've got it held down here in the back. I hope I'm showing you everything here. Let me take a look. Yeah, so this is a stop to keep it from being pushed that way. This keeps it down, and it should stay in place. All right, so here goes. Okay, and you can even see there that where it starts to get down cut or up cut on the piece. That turned out pretty clean. So I'll loosen here. Drag all this waste out of there. Flip it. You should be good. I realize I'm going across the grain there, but I'll use my drum sander to blend these together. And all I was feeling for right there was to make sure that I was tangent. I've got just a little bit of a bump. Yeah, but all that'll get blended together. You're never really going to see this anyway. All it's doing is holding the top up to give it the illusion of it floating. So I'm happy with that.